Mm-hmm. What's up, Nate?
What's up, dude?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ho, Steve. Ho, Steve.
Hey, yeah, man. How's your kids doing?
Good, man. They're getting older. It's starting. My son's getting to geometry. Not geometry, the math. It's like something geometric shapes
Yeah.
and all the the learning stuff. It's big. It's big in the house right now. You know, um, my wife teaches them. She teaches them through the Montessori, like the certified Montessori method. I call it the certified Montessori method. It's not just the
Like,
wood block education. But
I
yeah,
see. So certified is like actually certification through a Montessori.
yeah, she's certified. She's certified through. I don't like saying the lady's name, Maria Montessori,
Uh huh.
because I still think that there's some history behind it that people don't know about. But I mean, this
Yeah.
lady,
Let's get into that. What is that?
well, this lady is she somehow got connected to Mussolini. So that's you know apparent.
Mussolini.
Yeah, apparently her story is. Oh, is it Mussolini? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to be wrong, but apparently the ideology of what she built the whole concept of Montessori is that there were kids who were on the street who she took in and said that they can be educated. So this is where the development of this whole method started. But this method got so good that other world leaders called her in to show them how she did it.
Yeah.
Well, anytime someone gets involved with some type of world leader, there's some compromise, bro. So I don't know what that compromise is. I don't. That's where the history gets lost for me.
Huh.
But of course, you've seen the Montessori method in every state. In the United States, is across the world. I'm sure it looks totally different in other countries. I'm sure that the quality of education, but here in the in America, is probably it's more of a marketing tool.
Mm-hmm.
So you got those who put Montessori on anything because they have a wood table, and then you have those who teach the real Montessori method.
Right.
And there's different levels of that too. Some teach a varying level of the Montessori method that involves education, and there's some who teach very minimal. They just use certain aspects and understandings, but the education is general.
Okay.
So I think both are good. You know, so that's what we do in our house.
Yeah, I know. Like a lot of people enroll their kids in Montessori, like all the large, rich families of the United States do. Like,
Yeah,
I think Elon Musk was even putting his kids through something like that.
and then they start he started like a school. I don't know how long.
Yes, something.
I forgot what it's called. That would have been
But
tight.
it, I think the history on that, and I'm just pulling this out of my out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that a lot of wealthy people were noticing that the school systems, the public school systems, were trying to make like factory floor workers, probably because
Mm.
they were implementing laws to help get more employees. You know, they wanted more factory workers.
Yeah,
So so these large businessmen and people that own large companies were like, "Oh, hey, we don't want to put our kids through that. We want kids to think for themselves. So, what kind of education do we need to do?" And so they found Montessori and were like, "Yeah, let's do this instead because it's teaching kids to create their own methods of learning instead of
yeah,
here's what you do. You fill
yeah.
it out like this. You check the box. No, you
Inde-
can't do it like that, Timmy. You got to break it down and write it out this
Independence
way.
and thinking. Yeah, independence and
Write it,
thinking. Yeah,
write it just like that."
Yeah, well, that was the goal. The goal was like independence and thinking for yourself. That's kind of the whole goal. But my only problem um, is that that system comes into a hard clash with the system that the Montessori mind has to work in. You know,
Yeah,
so I like the Waldorf method because it kind of it's still like school that fits
right,
into a school system.
right.
With Montessori, you can learn the skills and you can be independent, but then you got to have the confidence to be that way and think that way in a system where everybody's like, nah, no, yeah, that's the way. Don't you can't don't think about that. So putting them together, I don't know. I haven't like. I feel like those who are in Montessori and you have a good family base with money, then it works.
Yeah.
If you have the Montessori method and you're slammed into a rough neighborhood, I think that might be tougher. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it'd be tough.
I think it would be.
Yeah.
But I even noticed that in my education where I was homeschooled most of my, the beginning of my education. And then I went to public school and like primary school 1 year, went back to homeschooling for a while. And then I did like sixth grade. Uh, I was out for seventh grade. And then like eighth through high school, I did public school. And that's what I always ran into was like one place I could learn at my own pace and I could just get the concepts. But then when I got to
Mm-hmm.
public school, I would either be way ahead of everyone in something, or I would be trying to dissect a concept because I was interested how the concept originated and why it was there. And people were like, "Don't worry about that stuff. Just worry about the concept. Just get the concept, put the formula in, you'll be good."
Mm.
Like, I don't like this style because I need to know why the formula exists in the first place. Like, I had this problem in electrical school too, though. Like,
Yeah.
why is it this way? It doesn't matter why it's this way. The code says you need to do that. Okay, but I'm just trying to figure out the practical application so next time I run into it and there's not a code to protect me, I'll
Yeah,
know the
bro.
practical use of what's going on here and I can solve a problem. Because usually when you
I've
figure
hit
out
that.
one thing, you can figure out another that comes along that's similar.
Yeah, I've hit that brick wall a ton of times. I've just learned. I've developed the skill to not ask any damn questions. I just
Yeah,
sometimes it's like you can ask somebody, "Hey, why do you do that?" I don't know. That's the way we do it. But what happened?
yeah,
That man, this is what we do. But wouldn't it be easy if you did it? When you get in the place to do it, then you can do it.
yeah.
People tired, man. They don't want when they tired. They don't want questions, bro. They don't want to think. They just want to get it done.
Especially teachers.
Oof, that's a hard one, bro. Because I feel like teachers are in a such a the teachers are in a very difficult, manageable place in certain schools.
Okay, why do you say that?
Okay, so I want to go with the fact that you make kids get up at 8 a.m. They got to be to class at 8. Bro,
So
I
mom's got to get up at 6:30
yeah. So now
at
mom
least.
already frustrated. She got to wake up early. She got to get the kids up, right? She got to get their teeth brushed because they can't have stink breath. Got to get their hair done, whether that's a boy or a girl. They got to
Yeah,
have if they got clothes or uniform. Maybe that's a little easy, but it can't be wrinkled. Your mom can't let it go out wrinkled. She gonna steam it or something, right?
yeah,
They got to have tennis shoes, and they got to have the backpack with the homework that was supposed to be in it, and then they got to eat breakfast. I don't want this. I don't want. That. They ain't even get to class yet, right? They ain't even get there yet. Now you got to get them in the car, sit through that traffic, that 15-mile-an-hour school zone. Then you got to wait in the school line. So the kid is going through all that too. By the time they get out the car, they already spent an hour and a half in total frustration. The perfect training for the job. then they have to go sit in front of the teacher, and the teacher got to start the day teaching these kids. They're not even settled in the mind. They're not even in a place of peace yet. They just got a ruffle. And now she got a classroom of 20 to 30, sometimes 35. If you got 35 of any human in one room and you got to manage that, that's like how many levels of thinking that is right there. So one kid
I
might
don't
be,
I don't know how they do that part. That's
well, they
that's the
standardize.
scariest part.
That's why they standardize. Oh, today
Yeah.
we learning lesson 1, 2. Well, I can't read the letter A. Well, Bobby, you got to catch up. Well, I'm done with the letter A. Well, you got to slow down. It's just squeezing everything. And then they got to manage attitudes because some kids ain't get breakfast. And then some kids, you know, don't know how to make their own breakfast, so they don't feel independent. So it's like so many factors that teachers, I feel like teachers have to deal with. But then over time, I think they might get jaded. They're like, man, I'm tired of this system. I'm tired. I'm just showing up. I don't care if you learn or not. I go to teachers like that. I don't care if you learn or not. They don't even say it right. They're the English teacher. Man, I don't care if you learn. I don't care if you learn or you don't. So that's why that's what I think. That's why I say teachers have a difficult, because you have that one teacher who is excelling at like really bringing education to kids, and she loves it or he loves it, and they're very good at communication. They're very good at patient communication, and they're not like jaded towards the school system. I
Right.
think that's not. I don't know if that's the majority. I think they're in a tough role, and then they don't get paid a lot per se. I'm saying that the best way that I can think of. I don't know if teachers get paid enough. I don't know if teachers are getting paid right now, but from what I understand, I don't think it's enough because literally they're educating the future of whatever country they're in.
Well, and I don't think we have like a conducive environment for the amount of pay. I don't know that I necessarily agree with them not being paid enough, but for the job that they're doing right now, with the way the public wants them to do it, I would say they're not getting paid enough.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
if each teacher was given the task, hey, you can teach these kids however you want to. You can't hit them. You can't smack them around. You can't be verbally abusive to them, but you can kind of, we will have your back on however you want to handle things and discipline things. Like if you want to send someone home, we'll have your back. If you want to ignore a problem and say, okay, this isn't a big deal, but a mom gets upset at you and says like, hey, my kid got pushed on the playground and the teacher never told me. Well, the school system has to get that teacher's back because, she might have made the right judgment and thought like, well, I just don't want to create an issue for the mom. It's not
Hmm.
happening all the time. But they can't do that. They have to report every little thing that happens or otherwise they get sued or fired. There's
Yeah,
just
that's
too
true.
many there's just too many restrictions on teachers now. There should be like with the criteria that we want to give teachers, it's too much. It's like you
Yeah.
should be going through some kind of not just the educational training, but a training on how to resolve conflict in the way that the parents want to, because you literally have to cover all your
Oof.
bases at all times. Which would you want that job? I mean, we're not teachers. We never wanted to be teachers, but I can't see like there was a time when I saw myself as like, oh, teaching would kind of be sweet, but it's just like a police officer now. I'm like, I wouldn't want that just because of how people are acting. You know,
Well, how do you
there was a
know that?
time that I thought it was cool, but now I wouldn't do it.
That's a tough one, bro. Because I don't know if you're, I think if those who went into teaching, maybe they started off thinking they were going to be teaching or being an educator, but
Yeah.
then again, the way they got the system is set up, they got put into the grinder.
Yeah.
Oh, come in here. You got an administrator, you got a principal, you got a superintendent, and you got to fill out this logbook. And then then they add on testing. Now the kids got to read at a certain level. Our school got an A, B, C, D. If we got D, we ain't got funding. What does that? What does that have to do with being an educator? Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
So then
It's a waste of energy.
yeah. So then you add all that up on top of, they doing what they got to do to keep their job and keep working. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think they thought that's what they were going to be doing, which I think a lot of that happens with anything. When you're young, you might think it's going to be a certain way, but then you get into the reality of it, and it's not
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
my son really wants to work at a fast food restaurant right now.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
he wants to work in food service. He's like, that's if I could just make food all day, Dad, I'd be so happy. It's like, I wish it was just that, son. I really do. I wish you could do that.
Damn. How do you break that down to him, man? That's hard.
You can't. I say, hey, I can't wait till you get old enough, and I'm gonna let you go work for a fast food place. I just want you to. I mean, I did it. I think everyone should do it. It's part of the coming of age in America is to work fast food.
I don't know. I don't see how many teenagers. Well, I see some, but fast food has become a normal job, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot of older people now.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It
become
must be
very.
hard for young people to get a job, like a starting job.
That is kind of true.
Like,
That is kind of true. I used to
I'm
hit the
not
stores
there.
after school. I used to go down to the ice cream shop and work for a nickel.
Yeah,
Can't do that no more.
no.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how hard it is for teenagers. I wonder if because I see hiring signs everywhere. Down here we see it. I see them everywhere. I feel like the workforce is nowhere near as big as down in Florida. But I don't know. Maybe they
And
just want to.
I think parents are keeping their kids home with them longer these days too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, think about it. Your kid's probably just, you know, just playing video games most of the time now. So it's like he's not really around. So he's not in that place where he's lounging around trying to take your car to go pick up girls, or he's not bothering you. He's not building stuff on the house with his friends, jumping off into a pool, getting hurt, and you're like, you got to go get a job.
Just playing Fortnite.
He's just playing Fortnite, in the other room. You're like, oh yeah, I got a kid in there. Shoot, I forgot. Yeah, I go to people's houses and work, and their kid's just locked in the bedroom the whole time.
Man, I can't blame them kids, bro. It's like
I
I don't.
can't either.
I mean, what do you want them to get into? It's like it's not drugs, they're not
Yeah.
out, but yeah, I don't know if being cooped up in video games all day is the best thing in the world. But bro, with what's coming, I think, man, it's gonna be a lot of people playing games. It's gonna be a lot of people
Oh
playing
yeah.
games, man. You know, what did they
There's
get
gonna
that
be a
in?
lot. There's gonna be a lot of people hired to play video games. Like, hey, you want to be a military recruiter on Fortnite?
Damn.
It's all VR. So you just got to walk around and hand out these digital cards, which give you an application to the military.
Dang, I need some snipers.
Here's your card. Hey, Dad, I think I just signed up for the army. No. Don't do that.
All that might change too, man. I keep seeing. I was telling you about them AI drones. I mean AI jets. Jet
Oh yeah.
fighter pilots can't compete with an AI controlled jet.
Of course not.
Making moves that a human. It will be very difficult for the average fighter pilot to make some of these moves. And they were doing one-on-one combat, and the AI was winning every time. Full fighter jets with ammunition, not, obviously not, but killing it, So I think, yeah, I don't know. The Army fighting style might change. And that kid who's super good, on Fortnite, he got a scope, you know, he might be the
Yeah,
top recruit. Hey, I need you to do the same thing you do. Look, we're gonna give you an Xbox controller. You ever seen those guys on the drone with like PlayStation controller or Xbox controller?
yeah,
We're gonna give you the same controller. Hook this up, plug it in. Doo-dee-doo. You are now entering military flight experience. You
yeah.
know, you are now over whatever. Red time to
Like,
drop
yeah,
bomb. Hit this red dot. And you just like, man, this is
yeah,
easy. You know, that might be the future.
yeah. I think so. But yeah, I mean, back to like the education thing.
Mm-hmm.
We, because we're moving now. It was hard for us to. It was hard for us to find a decent school, and there's something else that's looming on the radar that people aren't aware of. Maybe it's nothing. I'll just say that. Maybe it's nothing. But were places that require masks when COVID happened, were those easy to deal with for a lot of people out there? I don't think so. So now I'm looking at it from a place of, if I'm putting my kids in somewhere, I need to know how they're going to react to a whole situation like that. And I want them to be safe, but at the same time, like, I don't want a place that's going to force my kids to do stuff that I don't even want my kids to do. Because a lot of parents were tired of the school always being shut down. They couldn't go in, they couldn't do anything. Even after we knew that, I mean, COVID's technically still going on right now, and not very many people are wearing masks. So we could have been doing this the whole time. And a lot of parents are frustrated. I'm one of them. I'm one of those people that's frustrated by it. So I had to hunt and pick and find a place that got creative with their laws, so that if the government does force schools to do that, they don't fall under that category.
Yeah.
So I wonder how other people are dealing with that, or are they just like letting it roll until it happens, and then they can't work because they're at home watching their kids. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I know that it's very difficult for people to deal with it. I mean, one, you got to be at work. You know,
Have to.
two, you have to. That's one. That's one big factor. You can't split down to one income. Some people are already on one income,
Yep.
and then, I mean, the school system had to standardize everything. They had to make a rule, and it was just across the board. There was no thought of like, I live up in, it's like 5 people in the school. They just made it. Nah, you under the Department of Education, you got to wear a mask. You got to no
Yeah.
school, or you got a laptop, or I think they were doing the best that they could. I don't know that. I'm not in those trenches, but I'm assuming that with the size of the school system, they were out resourced. But the thing that I kept seeing is that the people who got affected the most were the kids, man.
Oh yeah.
I felt like I don't know if we really know the ramifications of like what kids miss for those 2-3 years.
Yeah. Not seeing people's faces for 2 years.
That's big.
That's supposedly really traumatic for a child, according to some experts.
Well, yeah, the side of expression, seeing older people, younger people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that's gonna do. We might have created some psychopaths.
That's all we need. That's what we need.
Well, man. But I mean,
What are your kids into these days? Like, as far as what do they like to do?
my son is into building Legos. He can draw, but I didn't know he can draw so good. So he follows. I forgot the name of this guy. He follows this guy on YouTube. I wish I knew his name. But this guy basically like teaches them how to draw like Pokemon, how to draw buildings, and he teaches them how to fold paper and draw. so that when you draw one thing, you open it up and it's something else. My son's making them things all the time, man. Um,
That's cool.
he loves that stuff. And then my daughter likes being outside. She likes dancing. She likes music. She likes Taylor Swift. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I'm like, babe, I show you good music all the time.
Taylor Swift is good music, bro.
It is, but I didn't know she was because we don't play it like that. And I'm like, how you know that? How do you know that song? And then come to find out, my wife be playing it for some time. I know I didn't play it, so I'm like, where'd you hear that? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, but then I found out they got me. It's in the kids' movies.
Oh yeah.
It's in the movie Sing. That movie Sing. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, I let them watch Sing because it got like, it got the Eagles in there. It got, it got all these classic songs. What did they pick up? And nothing in my brain. I just want to say the thing. Think it anyway. Ooh, ooh, think it anyway. That's what they got. Bam, 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 bam.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want so badly for like to find uh, a pop star that's like a woman and strong and everything that my daughter can follow because she's the same way. She loves music,
Mm,
but I want to take her to a concert because I try to get her to play an instrument and she just doesn't see like the value in it. But she's never seen like a live music. That's what always changes people. Like when I saw live music, I was like, I'm gonna do that. That looks sweet.
yeah.
And I I'm trying to think of everything I could take my daughter to, and I'm just like Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Take it to
I
the Swifties.
it's hard, man. I mean, I know it's not Taylor Swift doing it. I know it's like just the production and the music industry in general. You
Yeah.
know, I know she has a little bit of creative input, but I know that when you get to that level, man, you're a corporation. You're like a company. So
Yeah,
if
she
they
is.
tell you to put on the bikini and go out on stage, you do it. And there's like tons of them. There's like Lady Gaga. There's like Dua Lipa. There's Kesha, or there used to be Kesha, Miley Cyrus,
Hmm.
all the Disney girls.
My favorite. Miley Cyrus is my favorite.
Dude, I like Miley Cyrus too. I'll be honest. I've come around.
Miley
I've
Cyrus.
come around.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I think that the music industry is such a tricky thing. Uh, those different examples, like even like Lady Gaga, right? Her
Yeah,
skill level is freaking fantastic.
through the roof. Yeah,
And when she does show, she did the thing with like Tony Bennett. And like when she's on the piano, bro, the real skill comes out. But
yeah,
the problem is that the money don't come in until she put on the meat suit.
yeah,
So like with Taylor Swift, I think her product is what it is. Pop star, simple song,
yeah,
catchy, easy to remember, big auditorium. That's the big auditorium music.
yeah.
You know, everything is about a drop.
It is. It's a catchy.
Yeah,
It's
right.
a catchy vibe. It's a catchy everything.
And
Yeah, but I wonder. Have you ever seen that Black Mirror episode with Miley Cyrus?
yeah,
Yeah, real
yeah,
good. But
yeah,
it basically kind of shows what I would imagine happens in these pop divas' lives. Is like they just want to go play a show at a bar because it would be fun, but their manager's like, "A bar? Are you kidding me? You can't play at a bar. You have to do arenas." And they're like, "Well, I just want to play the songs that I actually write. I want to get creatively a little dangerous. And no, you have to stick to the brand. You are Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift writes songs about boys in leather at high school, football teams and Young love.
Wait a
And
minute, bro.
apparently she writes about being married now, even though she's not married.
When the last time Taylor Swift was in high school? I don't even know her age right now.
I think she just skipped right over it, bro. I think as a pop star, you just have to show up and they're like, here's some credits. Take them. Keep
Dang.
writing those bangers.
Yeah. Well, she knows who she's attracted. You know, she knows her audience. That's the thing. She knows her audience. She knows. You know, I think what's the name? The new song. I think it's called with
Oh,
Posty.
Fortnite.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, called Fortnite. Yeah, see, she knows. They know what she's trying to reach
Bro,
with Posty, bro.
this is where I have to like pull back a little with my daughter because I'm like, I want to show her these things. I want to let her go to a Taylor Swift concert or a Beyonce concert or whatever. But one, they make them so provocative, and the outfits are like they're trying to hit all the demographics. So they want something for the guys, but they're targeting like 25, 30-year-old dudes. And I'm showing my daughter as a parent to a daughter, like, hey, this is what I like. This is what I spend money to go and see. So she's gonna go, oh, dad likes girls parading around in practically nothing, you know, grinding up on other male dancers with their shirts off on the stage, which some of that is like is fine, but to the extent that it goes these days is crazy. Plus, man, you start hearing these lyrics and you're like, what is coming into my house? What's going on with my house?
Okay.
Fortnite, for example, you want to hear some lyrics from Fortnite?
I just want to hear Posty.
Yeah,
Po-
Post Malone is
Post
tight.
Malone. Post Malone switched the game up so hard. That dude went from Cadillac White Iverson to got my shorts, got a little tattoo, lost that weight, doing a little dance now, twirl around, do a little round. But that boy transitioned through everything clean.
Yeah. Just
Through,
like stepped over a puddle. Whoop! I'm
clean,
here now.
no problem, no problem, bro. Guitar playing, rap, country, pop,
Covers it.
hit it.
He could do EDM and stuff too. Like he's on stage with freaking Billy Strings
Yeah, oh yeah,
and Billie Eilish in the
yeah,
same week.
yeah,
It's like, what are you doing, bro?
yeah, yeah. That's Dre London. You got to thank his manager. If I get Dre London is probably the manager that knows what he's doing. But I'm sorry, you were saying the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics. Okay, I just want to read this to you and see if you want this in your house. I want you to think of your wife singing along to it, your daughter singing along to it, your
Okay,
son
so
singing.
all right, so this is what the
Let's
dad
let's
quote. This dad quote to poetic quote to I don't know what the lyric. Okay,
we
sorry,
could
go ahead.
put this as a quote. Let's just do a
Okay,
lyric read.
all right, all right.
Uh,
I wish you
I
had
was
some classic.
supposed.
I wish you had some classical music to go on there. So it's just
I
like a
know.
reading. Okay, all right.
I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. All of this to say, I hope you're okay, but you're the reason, and no one's here to blame. But what about your quiet treason? And for a fortnight, there we were, forever, running to you sometimes, ask about the weather. Now you're in my backyard, turned in two good neighbors. Your wife waters flowers. I want to kill her. All my mornings are Mondays, stuck in an endless February. I took the miracle move on drug. What's that? The effects were temporary. And I love you. It's ruining my life. I love you. It's ruining my life. I touched you for only a fortnight. I touched you, but I touched you. Uh, and for a fortnight there we were together, run into you sometimes, comment on my sweater. Now you're at the bail box, turned in two good neighbors. My husband is cheating. I want to kill him. I love you. It's ruining my life. I love you. It's ruining my life. I touched you only for a fortnight. I touched you. I touched you. Uh,
All right.
Goes into the chorus again. Thought of calling you, but you won't pick up. Another fortnight lost in America. Moved to Florida. but the car you want won't start up till you touch me.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, man, it's just, and it sounds so whimsical and cool. Like, it sounds like a beautiful, like, good vibey song, and then you start singing the lyrics. Your wife waters flower, I wanna kill her. What? Wait, what? What am I singing? Like, you're
It's
basically talking about you're married and another person's married.
yeah.
You're touching each other. Now you're neighbors. Your wife, my husband's cheating on me. I want to kill him. You know, your wife's watering flowers. I want to kill her too. Like, Taylor Swift's not even married as far as I know. So I have to believe she didn't write this song
I'm
off of
trying to find out who this.
inspiration.
I'm trying to figure out who the songwriter is because that kind of makes a difference. But still, it's that's what I'm. That's a part of the branding. Who we gonna put on
Yeah.
this track? Taylor and Posty.
Taylor and Posty.
Perfect.
Yeah. And Post Malone really doesn't do much in the song. He's just kind of in the background doing little P. Diddy things like, oh yeah, I touched you. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
well,
Uh, we
well,
touched in the backyard.
well. That's playing the right. That's playing the right thing because
Murder our
that's what
spouses
they want to hear,
together.
man.
Yeah, but and these songs will come on the radio and just play over and over and over again.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
have
You
to
can't get
ask
away from it.
myself, I can't speak for others, but I have to ask myself,
Yeah.
do I want my wife with this song running in her head all day and then while she's sleeping and dreaming and all of this stuff? Do I want to be thinking about this, you know? Cause maybe I move in and there's a hot neighbor and I'm thinking like, man, why am I so attracted to my neighbor now? Oh, probably because I've been repeating this stupid song in my head for the last couple of years. And
Yeah.
people might not even look into it, bro. That's just how powerful music is, you know? And I'm not harping on Taylor Swift here. I'm not saying like she's awful. Don't let your kids listen to Taylor Swift. I'm just saying, you know, it sucks when your platform is that big and people are writing stuff for you. And, you know, I don't know if I can get behind like letting my kids be involved with that, especially at a young age, you know? When they're in their teens, I don't feel like I have much of a say, but right now it makes me uncomfortable, dude.
That's a tricky one, man, because like I'm I kind of come from the thought like I rather the music be honestly bad than to hide the bad. Like if there's
Yeah.
an artist who's making good music and uh I hate to use an example, but Mumford and Sons, one of the songs they say fuck or something like that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
I let that roll, man. I'm not talking about like
I let my kids listen to that
yeah,
song.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like if it's an artist that like if it's NWA, I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna explain what he's talking about. But when it's hidden like that, when it's like Fruity Loops, like
I
Fruit
feel like
Loops,
I'm getting snuck on. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like they saying it, you could tell this is not hiding when that song comes on. All right, I'm not. This isn't like a happy clappy moment, but you put that beat, you know, on that pop beat and some easy lyrics,
Oh,
and
it's a
then
good one, man. It's a good beat.
well, that's all. That's what it takes. That's all it takes for Posty to go in there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fortnite.
That's it. That's it. I can't blame
Yeah,
him.
and I don't think either one of them really had anything to do with the problems that I have with this song. I just think the music industry is corrupt. It's trying to, you know, we've heard it from the old people a lot of our lives of like the music industry is trying to overthrow the family and ruin it. And it's like, nah. But then I see a song like this and I'm like, uh, yeah, can't argue with you on that one. This is pretty
Well,
negative.
I think the music industry as a whole right now is like it's kind of dead, man. Not, when I say that, I know people always, the music industry is dead. The
Yeah,
music is
what
crap.
do you mean by that, dude?
That's yeah. I don't have that like, music is crap. I don't think like that, bro. I like what some of the younger kids are coming out with. It's like random, wild. I could tell they recorded it somewhere quick. I have no qualms about that. But I think that the money side, the money side of the music industry has been streamlined. You know, Taylor Swift by herself is in the hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah.
Drake, all of the biggest artists are like everything's kind of streamlined towards them because there's a ton of people putting out some great music, bro. They just don't have the dollars behind it. But I think that's because the music industry is they don't have a product to sell anymore. You know, their product is gone. So they gotta put out the branded artists so that they can sell the concert. They gotta put out the branded artists so that they can get a larger group of people. They gotta create the cult following because that's how they keep the money flowing in. But as far as everybody else, man, you know, the entertainment industry is like, if you're in a place to do it, you're good, right?
So so tell me if I have this right. So it used to be back in the day, you know, like Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, uh, Britney Spears, that
Yeah,
time ago, you were selling albums
you're
and
selling
concerts.
you're selling physical products. Yeah,
Physical product. You
yeah,
want the CD,
yeah. Some
you know, and then you go to the concerts. Nowadays, CDs don't sell any money. Like some people do vinyls, but it's a very small part of the audience that buys
extremely,
vinyls.
extremely small.
Like
And
even big stars probably only sell 100 vinyls.
yeah, and then even
Uh,
streaming. You know
yeah,
what you get per stream. People try to say per stream, but that's not how it really works. You know, they always say like, "Oh, per stream, you only get 0.00013." Okay, I know that, but when you're at a different level, you know, it's more of an
it adds
advertising
up.
piece. Yeah, it'll add up enough, but it's more of an advertising piece to get you to the concert. You know,
Yeah.
to the television show. You know, to the Super Bowl. Oh, Taylor Swift gonna be at the Super Bowl. Oh, she's with the NFL guy now. The whole story is a whole that whole idea. That's what the music industry has to change into, where the artist is kind of like a little star, like a little. Oh, we're gonna know about their life. Then we listen to their music. It's not like, you know, let's get a band. You know, a crew that's putting out this amazing music, and wow, people listen to it so they can make money from selling. You know, it's not like that. So
Yeah.
the music industry just kind of turned into the influencer industry
Yep.
more than like you're not really making tracks or music for the masses.
Yeah, so that's how it was, the CDs and the concerts. Now I believe the artists make more money doing concerts, so they're trying to do concerts as much as possible. And then they can also do like personal TikToks and social media stuff to make money. And then they're also going off of like singles and, you know, Spotify hits, I'm guessing, right?
Well, even that's it used to be. All right, the whole entertainment industry right now is washed. Like it's bad, bro. I was listening to
So who
uh,
makes money off that stuff that I pay a subscription for?
the advertisers.
Okay.
Advertisers have the money, bro.
Oh,
Advertisers have so much cash, bro, because attention is what makes money. You know, it's no longer
right.
like it's not even so much even your Spotify plays or your all that stuff. You're not the average artist. When I say average artist, I'm talking about your average signed artist isn't making the type of money you think they're making from music. It's just not happening.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, not even close, man. It may look like it, but they're not really making money from streams only. I mean, to live the lifestyle that they're showing they're living. I mean, for an average job, yeah, they could make a little more, but there's jobs that make way more than that. They
Yeah.
can look like it, but it's not. None of it's there. You know, it's probably
Well,
the record label.
it's funny to me, man, that like you see really famous people who would kind of who I would imagine, you know, man, they don't have to do anything that they don't want to do. You know, like I see The Rock or Kevin Hart or Will Smith, um, or American Idol people coming on and being like, making little TikTok videos and stuff for people. Like they're working. Like
They
they're
working, bro.
creating content. And I'm like, dude, you have to do that? Like
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now, you
Yeah.
couldn't pay me to do that. I hate making content. This is one thing, but this is fun. We already talk so much that we can
Yeah.
do this, and it's not a new thing. But if I had to stop my day and make a video just for my TikTok or Instagram, I couldn't. It would be so hard for me to do. I'd have to be extremely well paid to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. That's not the image is not what everyone thinks it is. Everyone thinks like every celebrity that they see is making a ton of money, bro. It might come in chunks, but if you're not managing that, bro, that's gonna run out quick. It can,
Yeah.
and you see a lump sum come in, you think that's gonna be, it's gonna stay coming in that way, but they gotta work, man. Like, you know, people they can rag on Kevin Hart however they want to, but that dude be working. He's always on something, some show, some
Yeah.
commercial, but he gotta keep working. I think that's just like where everybody else is. At just a different level. So
Yeah.
yeah, the the whole celebrity thing, the whole music industry, entertainment industry. I mean, the people who create that stuff are suffering too. Like the producers, the engineers, the developers. There was a producer that was talking about, I forgot what show he created. Is it Black is the New Orange is the New Black? No, the dude who made Dear White People, right?
Okay.
He was talking about he was saying that now is the time when you're not making the money you want to make the thing that you want to make. Don't make the thing that you think people want to see, because you might not be making any money anyway. The way the industry's going, you know. So he was kind of talking about like this dude has awards and he's still figuring out his next show, and even the guys that he producers that he looked up to, he's saying nah, they're not even some of them have to change careers because there's not a lot of money left inside of the entertainment industry. It's very hard right now. So, and I've only seen I've seen editors, colorists, uh, programmers, people who like make these things look amazing. Like, man, I can't find work. There's not enough work in California.
That's
So
crazy.
someone will have to tell me different, but I think it's kind of been streamlined. Like if you work for a company, maybe you work for Disney, maybe you work for Netflix, maybe you work for a company that's constantly putting out stuff, so you have work. But I think it wasn't always that way. Before there was a plethora. There was a plethora of things, but I think that's just changed. Unless you're in advertising, that's where the money's at. Advertisers. For now.
It changes every day.
Yeah, man. Uh, that's that's what's happening. I don't know where it's gonna go from here. I wish I had the answer to that, but it has to. Something has to change, and I think influencers, that whole thing kind of went by. It's not a lot of like influencers making the type of money that they used to be making. But then again, I see like this new younger generation. Like I hate saying younger generation, but kids that's like younger than me in high school, bro. They're kind of already used to that world of like making content, and it's like almost not being an influencer is the best thing to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's just changed. It just changed a ton.
Yeah, and I know that I just don't see what these people are going to be going into when there's no jobs for them. Like, they had that whole thing years and years ago about the coal miners learning to code. You remember that whole thing where they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, the coal miners should learn to code." Well, you don't need to do that anymore because AI took over that, or machine learning took over coding. So that wasn't even a good suggestion. Like, and those are coal miners. Those are people who can literally probably do anything, in my opinion. Like, if you can go down
yeah,
in the mine,
they can do anything.
you put your mind to it, you're good. But imagine someone who's been writing one movie every 6 months from their apartment,
Yeah.
having to go to work literally anything else,
Well, it'll kill them. It'll kill them,
stuck in
bro.
traffic, you know,
It'll
going to a
mess.
corporate business meeting,
It'll mess up their mind, bro. And the thing is,
having to piss into a cup.
yeah, it's gonna start. You gotta figure out. Can't do no drugs, brother. Can't do no drugs. But that's something, bro. But even that discipline, that takes a skill and discipline. But I think that's it's not gonna be valued right now. You know,
Yeah.
you better learn how to do it quick and come out with 100. You know, you got to beat AI somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot. I see a lot of people. I've received some messages from people like changing careers. I mean, people are very good at what they do. Colorists, people who like do mastering, you know, final edits on movies. Like, man, it's not enough work,
I mean, is that even a job though? Like after computers can kind of do all that stuff?
It is. It's still a job. It's just no one's paying for it. It's not, no one's paying for it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's kind of all been, like I said, it's been kind of streamlined. It's like, unless you work for the company that's putting it out all the time, it's not as many companies putting that stuff out. It's
Right.
kind of all running through the same streamlines.
That's true.
So, I mean, I guess if you're at the top, it's different. But I'm talking about the bulk, which is in the middle. They're the
Yeah.
ones trying to figure it out, and I understand. I understand.
Mm.
But yeah, just keep playing Taylor Swift, bro. Don't worry about it. Just keep playing the bangers. That's it.
That's it. Uh, I've been listening to Hozier's new song,
Oh,
Too Sweet for Me.
I haven't heard it. I don't know it. Is it good?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Well done.
See, well,
Well done.
why isn't that being pushed?
I don't know. Because he's talking about the problem.
Oh,
He's talking about liking his whiskey neat, his coffee black, his bedtime at 3.
oh,
He's like, you're too sweet for me. I don't need anything to do. I know what comes with sweet. Give me that little bit of pain because I know how to deal with it.
yeah. Well, why isn't that on the forefront? I honestly think that people are craving that stuff, and it's becoming like popular in a way that's not how it used to be popular. Like, it's not going to be on a billboard, but I feel like a bunch of people are now saying, I need something like that. People craving that.
Yeah, they want real.
Yeah.
I want real.
Yeah. That hits me in the face all the time.
I need that Coulter Wall.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Something Steven Wilson Jr. That
Gary
guy's
Clark?
good too. No, I like him too. But Steven Wilson Jr. I think is who I'm thinking of. He kind of talks like that, like with his mouth always like that. But he's good. He's still real good.
Yeah.
People are always like, why doesn't he sing with his mouth open? I'm like, because it sounds freaking awesome. I like it.
Yeah, man. Something's gonna have to. It's These things are becoming popular for a reason. It's not. It's not. It's not just happening that way without, like, I'm saying, happening without dollars behind it. That's what I'm saying. If you got dollars behind it.
Yeah, this is Steven Wilson.
Nice.
He's just like an old school picker,
Mm-hmm.
I like his TikTok versions better than his album because he does like
Yeah.
little studio session.
Yeah. And see, that's heavy. That's heavy country.
Beers on the hood, cars on the blocks, carburetor pump still sitting in the box. Wrenching that wrench, stripping that bolt, hustling on my knuckle, make a man.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. There's lots of good stuff out there.
Yeah. But
But we got Fortnite on the radio. My kid's singing about how when she gets married, she can, she wants to touch the neighbor instead of just be happy and try to work shit out like adults have to do.
yeah, I guess the fantasy is gonna keep growing as a fantasy, bro. And that's something that, like, I can't fight it. I think fighting is where you come into even more problems. But I think trying to grasp it and understand it, hopefully people will mature out of it. Or they just keep being Swifties, I can't hate on. I'm not gonna have either or. Be the Swiftie or not be the Swiftie. I don't know.
I would say that I like most of Taylor Swift's music. I even really like this song. I do. Like, as far as the song goes, I just don't think it's something good to be singing over and over in your head and having your kids sing it and listen to it too. Like, I would have rather her wrote this song with her own lyrics to it that sung about stuff that she likes to sing. Like sing about the night after the Super Bowl, or
No, won't hit, bro.
Going on vacation with your family, or
won't hit.
She could make it. She could make it hit. I think she's good. I think she's a good writer.
Yeah, well, she got a sick team. A dude named Jack, I think it's Antonoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. See, that's the gas behind the car. It's just her voice and image. You put it on top of that, it just works really nice.
Yeah. Of course, it's better as a team because you could go on tour the whole time and keep putting out albums.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that whole album tour off and on every other year. I know there's some even bands that tour and write albums all year.
Yeah, you can now. But then again, you got to have those who have the skill to do it. That's the whole thing, man. It's just, it's bigger than what people think. But those who are at that type of level, it's just a different world, bro. It's just a totally different world. And that's why it's going to be played on the radio. It's the dollars behind it.
Yeah, you hear about, I hear about this stuff in my sci-fi books of like creating portals and being able to go into one portal and out to the other,
Yeah.
It's so crazy how fast and stuff we can travel and get around. I think about that every day when I'm driving my car, 20 miles. I'm like, I've driven 20 miles a day or 40 miles a day, but I've gone out 20 miles away from my house every single day for a week.
Yeah.
When have we been able to do that in history? Like,
yeah,
that hasn't been that long. But yeah, you see these video portals they got?
Yeah. Yeah, the first thing we do is twerk on it.
Oh, did you see the latest one?
No.
They got it rumored to be shut down. I don't know that they shut it down, but some girl in New York went in front of it and just pulled up her shirt and flashed everybody.
Just poured her nipples.
Just like this, bouncing around. And people on the screen like an old man just like, woo!
So they shut the portal down?
That's what the video said, but I doubt it.
I haven't seen one in person, so I don't know what it's like. That screen looks humongous. But why are they calling it portals? What was I don't even know the reason why they calling it a portal. It's like,
because it's provocative. It gets the people going.
And on that, I need to go.
Yeah, me too.
It's time. It's provocative. All right, man. I gotta go, but we'll catch up. We'll catch up on new events soon. So,
all right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, peace.